5 News at Noon starts now.
Now at noon, tragedy in Pennsylvania. 3 police officers are killed and more are hurt. We have the latest on the investigation and the community's response. Plus, a big weekend ahead in Northwest Arkansas as a top women's golf tournament returns to Rogers, bringing elite players and strong community support. But first, thank you for joining us here for the news at noon. I'm Emily Moss here with Danny Cassidy.
Hello.
And we had a great sunrise. It's certainly feeling pretty hot out there right now, but I know that
Yes.
the rain jackets might need to be in the back pocket.
Yes, for this afternoon, for tomorrow morning, and really for the rest of the next 7 days, because those rain chances will be here on and off throughout, well, maybe the rest of September. Talk about what's going on right now outside your window. We're seeing a lot of sunshine, as Emily mentioned, a few thin clouds out there. But you can see temperatures on the warmer side in the mid to upper 80s. Again, our normal high this time of year should be about 80 in Northwest Arkansas and 85 in the River Valley. We've already well surpassed that this afternoon. I think many of us will climb into the 90s, especially in the River Valley. You factor that with a little bit of humidity, and it feels like the 90s out there, especially in the River Valley, in the low to mid 90s, upper 80s, and the low 90s in Northwest Arkansas. So definitely feels more like midsummer rather than late summer, because again, the end of summer comes here on Monday. Towards the end of the week, though, this week, it's going to feel a little bit more like fall. But before we get there, we're going to deal with some summertime conditions, and right now we're pretty quiet. But you notice those showers and storms just off to our west and northeast Oklahoma. Eventually, that energy will make its way here, and while that band won't necessarily get here until Friday morning, we will see some showers and storms start to generate out ahead of it. And those chances will stick around with us, as I mentioned, for us tomorrow morning, into the day on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even Tuesday, and possibly beyond. So again, as Emily mentioned, just know where that rain gear is, because you might need it over the next 7 days at some point. We'll talk more about the specifics of timing as well as amounts coming up in your full forecast. Emily.
Thanks, Danny. Well, now at noon, the jury is deliberating in a trial against a man accused of kidnapping and raping a woman outside of a Bentonville Walmart. This is new video this midday of Marco Morales. Morales is on trial for rape and several felony charges after prosecutors say he kidnapped and assaulted a woman last November. Today, the victim took the stand and delivered powerful testimony to the jury. Police say they tracked down Morales after a dealership worker recognized his vehicle. The defense attorneys requested charges were diverted, but the judge denied the request. We'll bring you the verdict in this trial as soon as we hear it's in, and you can also have live updates on our website at 5newsonline.com. A Fort Smith massage therapist is now facing sexual assault charges. 51-year-old Raymond Graham is now out of the Sebastian County Jail on a $50,000 bond. According to court documents, 2 clients reported Graham inappropriately touched them during a massage. The affidavit says it happened last October at the Inner Peace Massage and Body Studio. Graham is charged with 2 counts of second-degree sexual assault, forcible compulsion. An Arkansas man is waiting extradition for alleged child sex crimes in North Carolina. Arkansas State Police say they arrested 40-year-old Bobby Lawson. Investigators here say they were contacted by Asheville, North Carolina authorities about the investigation. Lawson is wanted for warrants for statutory sex offense with a child under 15 and indecent liberties with a child. He's in the Faulkner County Prison for now, and he will be extradited to North Carolina. 5 News has obtained new records painting a clearer picture of alleged misconduct by the experienced Fayetteville CEO. Ryan Hoke has been placed on administrative leave less than 2 months after taking over. The chair of Fayetteville's Advertising and Promotions Commission says a special meeting to discuss the matter will happen today. In 3 separate employee complaints, Hoke is accused of making inappropriate comments. One complaint says that Hoke called the Church of Latter-day Saints a, quote, cult. And a 70-year-old man has died after a drowning in Jack Creek near Boonville. According to the Logan County Sheriff's Office, the man was using a metal detector with a breathing apparatus and weighted vest in water that was up to 8 feet deep. His brother witnessed him surface, gasp for air, and then disappear underwater. Emergency crews recovered his body shortly after. The man has not been identified. This fall at the Alamo School District, the school is launching a new initiative to have no dyes in their food. The district says they've already offered primarily made from scratch menu items. Since the beginning of the year, they've been working with the vendors for things like chips, juice, and more, replacing items with food dyes. As more parents speak out about replacing dyes, the district says more vendors are beginning to offer alternatives that they can then use in their schools.
The vendors are listening. They're listening to these parents, they're listening to us, so they're kind of setting the standard for the food that we need to be brought in, and it's really helping us out here at the schools.
The district says cost-wise, there hasn't been a major difference so far with the change. A big weekend is ahead in Northwest Arkansas as a major women's golf tournament returns to Rogers. The event draws some of the best talent in the sport and a whole lot of community support. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi shows us how volunteers and staff are getting ready.
Final preparations are being made for the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship. Thousands expected to descend right here onto Pinnacle Country Club. And in speaking with tournament organizers and volunteers, they say a lot of work goes into making this event a success every year.
Today is kind of our final prep day, so we're getting a lot of the fan attractions on site ready.
Before some of the best women golfers in the world hit the course on Friday, hundreds of volunteers are busy getting everything ready for what's shaping up to be a fun and exciting weekend.
We have over 750 dedicated volunteers that are out here all day, every day throughout the week.
Ron Painter is a volunteer chair who's been helping out for 19 years. He takes time off work every year just to be a part of this event.
You'll see great golf, great people. They're very friendly. After a round, you can get an autograph most times, possibly a picture. They'll hand out golf balls.
From volunteers to course staff, Assistant Superintendent Michael Bright says his team works year-round to keep the grounds in top shape. But there's a little extra buzz in the air when the pros hit the greens.
We hold ourselves to high standards year-round for our members, but it is just kind of a pride thing, like a professional event is coming to play your course that you set up every day.
Now in its 19th year, Tournament Director Rachel Reese says the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship continues to be a standout event on the LPGA Tour.
The players talk about it every year about how this is one of their favorite stops across the tour, and they're going across the globe. They're playing in Asia and Europe, across the United States, but they love coming back to Northwest Arkansas, and they always say it's because of the community support.
A reminder, parking will be at the Rogers Convention Center. For those looking to attend, there a volunteer will shuttle you over to Pinnacle Country Club. Whether you're a diehard golf fan or just looking to get in on some of the fun, tournament kicks off at 7 a.m. on Friday. In Rogers, covering news where you live, Jacob Luthi, 5 News.
Thanks, Jacob. Well, now we go to continuing coverage in Pennsylvania. Many are in mourning after 3 police officers were killed. 2 were hurt in the shooting in York County. They were in critical but stable condition. Today, first responders lined up in a procession to pay their respects to the officers who were killed. According to state police, the officers were initially at the scene to follow up on a warrant for a domestic-related investigation. It's unclear what prompted the shooting. Police killed the gunman during what neighbors say was a seemingly endless exchange of gunfire.
And I heard gunshots, which is not, uncommon. People target practice, stuff like that. But then, they just kept coming and coming. So you could tell that it was no longer just one gun shooting anymore. Then it went from pap, pap, pap to pap, pap, pap.
The National Fraternal Order of Police reports 229 officers were shot in the line of duty in the first 8 months of this year. That's actually down 10% from the same time period last year. Well, ABC has hit pause on Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely. The late night show has been suspended after Kimmel made comments during his Monday night monologue about the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk. CBS's Jared Hill has more.
Jimmy Kimmel seen leaving his studio Wednesday after ABC put Jimmy Kimmel Live on hold indefinitely. Monday, the late-night host made this comment about the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
In response, Chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, Brendan Carr, a Trump appointee, said this about broadcast networks while on a conservative podcast.
And they have a license granted by us at the FCC And that comes with it an obligation to operate in the public interest. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Soon after, local broadcast groups Sinclair and Nexstar announced they'd preempt Kimmel. Then ABC announced it would pull the host indefinitely. On social media, President Trump called the move great news for America. The White House has doubled down on the condemnation of certain commentary on Charlie Kirk.
When you see someone celebrating Charlie's murder, call them out. And hell, call their employer.
Nico Perino is with FIRE, the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression.
When you have a government official coming in and saying that there are certain ideas that cannot be expressed, you start undermining the legal, not to mention the cultural values that undergird this country.
ABC has not explained its decision.
Nexstar's decision to preempt Kimmel's show comes as the company is working to get FCC approval for a merger with another media company, Tegna. The Kimmel show suspension joins a list of at least a dozen other companies and universities to fire or suspend workers over social media posts ranging from criticism of Kirk to support for his death. President Trump is wrapping up his historic second United Kingdom state visit after meeting with Prime Minister Keir Starmer, shifting the focus from ceremony to trade talks. President Trump will spend day 2 discussing a new tech deal. The leaders signed a partnership focused on nuclear energy and artificial intelligence, with several United States tech giants pledging billions of dollars in investments. The leaders also discussed Russia's war in Ukraine as the United States and European allies try to put pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin to end the fighting. Trump was asked about the Prime Minister's support recognizing a Palestinian state unless Israel met certain conditions. Despite the two leaders' disagreement over the state, Prime Minister Starmer stressed that the two nations agree on a need for peace.